Welcome to Dino Drop, and today I did something that no sane human being has ever done before. I actually got a real pet dinosaur. And before you click off, I promise you this is not what you think it is. So about 3 months ago I started working with a team of engineers and scientists to build the most realistic animatronic dinosaur ever created, and I named her Rexy. And the moment that giant crate pulled up to my driveway on a flatbed truck, I already knew I had made a terrible mistake. The neighbors were staring, the delivery guys were sweating, and I was standing there with the biggest smile on my face because I had absolutely no idea what was about to happen to my house. So the crate opens and Rexy steps out, and she is 6 feet tall, fully remote controlled, pressure sensitive jaws, and the most detailed scales you have ever seen in your life. And I had one rule, just one rule: Rexy stays in the backyard, and I broke that rule in 40 minutes flat because somehow, someway she ended up in my living room, and from that moment forward everything went completely sideways. First I tried to feed her, and I spent $847 on raw meat from the grocery store, $847, and she knocked every single piece of it onto the floor and just stared at me. Then I hired a professional dog trainer who took one look at Rexy, turned around and tried to leave, and I had to pay him triple his normal rate just to stay and attempt one single training session, which resulted in 0 successful tricks and one very tail whip trainer. Then I decided to take Rexy for a walk around the neighborhood on the smallest leash you have ever seen, and within 4 minutes I had 3 noise complaints, 2 911 calls, and one neighbor who genuinely tried to buy her from me, and I said absolutely not, Gerald, she is mine. And then came the chaos, the real chaos, because I left Rexy alone for 15 minutes, just 15 minutes, and I came back to a destroyed couch, a knocked over bookshelf, a flooded bathroom, a collapsed dining table, and my $1,200 television face down on the hardwood floor. And I just stood there in the middle of it all, doing the math in my head, and the total damage from one single day with a pet dinosaur came out to $4,037, not including my dignity, which is completely gone at this point. But here is the twist ending that nobody saw coming. I found a 10-year-old kid named Jake who was completely obsessed with dinosaurs, and the moment he walked through my door and saw Rexy, he absolutely lost his mind with pure joy. And I realized right then that Rexy deserved someone with that kind of energy, someone who has not yet paid a mortgage. So I gave Rexy to Jake, and watching that kid hug a dinosaur was honestly the greatest thing I have ever seen in my entire life, and worth every single dollar of the $4,000 in damages. So if you want to see more completely unhinged content like this, hit that subscribe button right now, because next week we are doing something even bigger, and I genuinely cannot promise that my house will survive it. See you then.